It's a brand new day. We're going back through more questing. Not a surprise to anyone when it comes to an early account, I would say. Especially when we were trying to push towards doing Recipe for Disaster for that wonderful, wonderful gloves called Barrow's Gloves. Although I will say that's we got a lot of other things that we had to get through as well from these subquests being prerequisites to the bigger and more juicier like Grandmaster quests later on. So I mean we gotta do it anyways. But here we are going to be finishing up some Forgettable Tale of a Drunken Dwarf. There was this part that you had to grow Celtic hops at, and it takes like 20 to 30 minutes. And, I think I did that last night, and I just simply left it overnight to let it grow. And here we are. We're just now able to actually like get on with continuing the quest finally. So how about we go through that again, yeah? Thank you for some yeast, my good friend. I will now go ahead and make this wonderful and very mysterious Kelda brew, apparently, that one of the dwarves asked me to make. So let's see how long that's going to go. Oh, man, would you look at that? I have to wait 15, 20 more minutes. God. Well, this is yet another waiting game, and we're going to have to go do some other stuff while this is a brewing away. And for our brief little intermission, I decided that might as well finish out Shield of Irav because this is a prereq for a long grind I'm going to be working on towards is Defender of Varrock. Had one of my group mates come on over to do it because it turns out nobody on our team has actually done it just yet. So I figured that we might as well knock it out while we can here. And it's funny because during this, we had our first little trading session, and it's just like, having played like basically solo irons for the longest time for all of us, trading in general is just such a strange concept now. It's really cool to be able to do that. But yeah, we decided to go through this and move on to completing Shield of Arav. And being as inefficient as I was, I somehow managed to spend 15 to 20 minutes on doing Shield of Arav. But we're back at Forgettable Tale now. And, I gotta say, coming in here for the first time, I'm just kind of flabbergasted seeing that it's all like bright, like sky blue everywhere. And I'm pretty sure this is like one of the plugins I have that just somehow messes with the skybox, but it also messes with the inside. So it's like, you expect it to be pitch black or at least like, the usual cavern darkness in here. I just saw this and I'm like, wow, what in God's green earth happened here? But I couldn't figure out exactly what it was I was doing this, so it kind of just becomes like a normal thing, unfortunately, so bear with it. Thank you. Then I'll have another drink. Because I take a nice quick swig, fall over, and completely get dumpstered over like this. Phenomenal time. What a truly phenomenal quest, man. I can't believe it. We've done so much to help out the dwarves, find out what crazy scheme is happening. Truly what you would call an unforgettable tale even. Nobody would ever think that this is something unbelievable or anything like that. But at the end of the day, there we go. We got Forgettable Tale of a Drunken Dwarf completed at the end. Oh, some nice cooking and farming XP. Awesome. Ooh, and also some Mature Dwarven Stouts. Those will probably come in handy later. I think a quest requires one of them at least. And now I am here to do Evil Dave's parts in RFD, but I will admit I kind of spent way too long, like an embarrassing long time trying to get all the spices for this, like the quantity. And I was kind of getting shafted on getting brown spice as a whole here too. So like this took me like 10 minutes to do when, I don't know, it feels like it should be a lot quicker than that. But yeah, an embarrassing long amount of time, but nevertheless, we have the spicy stew. We give it to Evil Dave, and, he may be freed. Excellent. There you go. That's, man, 7,000 cooking XP. I don't know what it is, but just getting just that much cooking XP early on without having to do, like, the menial cooking stuff, really nice. So, another partway through Recipe for Disaster done right there. Ah, yes. Big chompy bird hunting. I will say another thing. This one also took an incredibly embarrassing long amount of time because I I ran out of ogre arrows and I did not have any of the stuff to be able to make more. And so I had to go back and collect more stuff. And being that, early on, when you have no agility levels and run energy, you're doing a lot of walking. So it was a painful amount of walking, to say the least, on trying to get this done. But we managed to get it through at the end of the day with big chompy bird hunting. Next up, we have Zogre Flesh Eaters, and this part, I gotta say, a first for me, to having used a Super Restore and Crumble Undead. I didn't realize that this guy would drain your prayer as much as he does, but, it was really scary throughout the entire fight, most part, because I only had one Super Restore, but we managed to get through with it, and it was funny also seeing back at this, like, I see that I've gotten 3 Orc Bones as a drop from this. I forgot that he does that. And just seeing it pop up saying that they're 150k as a drop. And I'm like, holy crap, is that like the most expensive thing that I have on me right now? Like that's actually wild. But with that, that's like, that's gonna be some prayer XP later on when I eventually start doing the whole blessed bone shard stuff. But let me go ahead and just finish this quest off real quick, of course. And there's Ogre Flesh Eaters fully completed. Very good, very good. Good. Tower Life. I swear my biggest gripe with this particular quest is the fact that you have to go through every single search on every one of these crates for every single item with a long search time span. Like it takes maybe 4 or 5 seconds every time you have to click on one to just find one of a specific item. And bro, you have to do this for 30 different items or something like that collectively. And I swear it's so needlessly arduous. I get it. It's an older quest, but I don't know. It feels very slow paced for no particular reason other than for the sake of doing it, which may have been how old Jagex was back then. So I don't know. Just a slight thing for Tower Life, And there's the quest completed. Another phenomenal one. Ooh, let's see it. 10,000 farming XP. Very good for the early game of farming. I haven't done that much early game farming, but this just pushes you a little bit further, and so you don't have to do more of the menial stuff. And it's going to come in handy for when we tackle on Garden of Tranquility coming up real soon. Oh yes. And 30 minutes later, Creature of Frankenstein completed. And I literally just said, maybe 10 seconds ago, how we're doing Garden of Tranquility real soon. Well, it turns out it's going to be right now, in fact. Ah, yes. The reason why we all hate Garden of Tranquility, actually. We are time-gated to wait for these crops to grow. Because if you didn't do it beforehand, prior to everything, and then being able to harvest them later to give it to the farmers to each of the allotment patches, you can't progress through the quest. So we're kind of here stuck waiting until then. So I'm going to go do something else while this grows. And that something else turns out to be Horror of the Deep. Because I found out that, oh, right, I don't really have range levels still. Even after Shadows of the Storm, which, I mean, it's a nice juicy 10,000 range levels, but we need more. So, here we are, finishing this off, giving us 37 range levels. That's pretty good. Still haven't done very much ranging outside of Temple of Ikov, if we don't count that one. Gardening is so fun, guys. It's so fun. I sure love it. Having to rake the weeds out for this very royal-looking woman. She just leaves it all for the peasants because, oh gods, I can't do that because it's filthy. Only the peasants should ever do this sort of stuff. So, as the lowly adventurer that we are, I guess we'll just simply have to do it for her, simply because it's a quest, and our character sure loves questing. So, not much else we can do about it, of course. And we're going to have to go retrieve some statues, so let's do that. Much huffing and puffing later. We got them all here. Does it? Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, everything is good. And now she's just telling us, oh, yeah, everything is not done growing. So, sucks to suck. You're going to have to wait. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just I'll just go do something else then. I'll be back later. And that something was, in fact, in search of the Mire Key, our destined heroes for Blood Moon Rises. For whenever we get to that, probably in the very far future. Oh yeah, she is not too fond of how King Rold is acting right now, but honestly, he is very dense as a character. I don't know how he became king, but he's certainly not doing a great job at being a little at least gratuitous over what she wanted to make this place look like, albeit at the sweat and tears of our character doing essentially all the work. But I digress. It doesn't really matter. That's not our problem to deal with the royal affairs. We're just here for the XP, in which case, that's like neither here nor there. Look at that. 5,000 XP for farming. Pretty nice. That leads us pretty comfortably into Defender of Varrock when we get all the other skill requirements for that one. Huzzah! Good evening. It's another brand new day for me. And so I think without further ado, it's literally the same old. I'm just going through more questing. So let me just montage it up real quick. Poor sign of interest completed. Wanted completed. Animal magnetism also completed for that wonderful ranged backpack. In aid of the Mire Key, not completed. Turns out I needed a mithril bar, and at the time, my best option was to try and snag one off of these guys, being like a 1 in 20 something, I believe, as a drop, but I spent over 2 hours killing them, and I didn't get a single mithril bar, so we're just gonna move on from here, okay? Well, so much for moving on. I ended up staying there for 2 hours, like I said, but it did end up paying off. I did get a mithril bar at the end. It just, like I say, it was an unnecessarily long amount of time, but we got the Aventus Rod, so now we can finally finish in aid of the Mire Key now. Hooray! Quest completed. And we get a nice little bit of combat XP and some stuff, so that's pretty good. Ooh. Oh, and also crafting XP as well. Nice. Ethically acquired antiquities completed for some thieving XP. Didn't even give me a level. Classic. And working more towards the Barrow's Gloves, we now have another subquest completed for Recipe for Disaster for Pirate Pete. Excellent stuff. Our first real agility obstacle for a quest in Ichlearn's Little Helper. And we did not make it. How fortunate. We get to do it again. Hooray. I love this. Second try, we're going to take off the staff. See if this helps at all. And man. Okay. Surely third time's the charm, right? That's like they always say. Oh. All right. We did it. Yes. And without further ado, after much trials and tribulation, Iclarian's Little Helper has been completed. Yay! For some thieving and agility and woodcutting XP. Very good. One desert quest into another one. We have Spirits of Aelid effectively completed. Pretty cool. Oh, and look at that. Another diary task is also done too. A medium one, in fact, for the desert. That'd be nice later on whenever I get around to that. Ah, yes. Enlightened Journey. I got everything except for a willow tree for some branches. So it turns out that Augusti here has provided us one so generously and with protection for it too. So we're going to have to go plant that one real quick. Sapling planted. Pay. Oh, I have to. Okay. I didn't think there'd be a warning for wanting to protect your crops, but there we are. Okay. So this is probably going to be like the next day kind of thing to finish Enlightened Journey. So in the meantime, I suppose I will do... maybe I'll continue the Mire Q quest line and do maybe like Darkness of Hollowvale or something. Let's check it out. Oh, yes. Everyone's most hated place for the quest. Well, it's like any other quest that like does this sort of agility thing, be it Underground Pass or Song of the Elves or Morning's End Part 2, Dragon Slayer 2, so on. There's also this whole thing that was happening for me during this quest, though, where I was trying to go through the rooftops, right? But for some reason, it happens multiple times throughout this quest for me that I can't click on any of the like click boxes to continue jumping from one building to the other. Like there was no option to actually do it. I can only move around. My only thought was is like, okay, something broke. Maybe it's RuneLight. Maybe it's the game. So I decided to relog to see if this helps fix it. And so I think it does. Yes, it does. Okay, yeah. So I don't know what was going on with this. Like I say, this happened multiple times throughout the quest. It was just slightly annoying because it's like, oh, I don't know what's going on. Is the game broken? Did my game break? I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I just figured I just bring some notice to it because it's like, this has never happened before to me, so why now? But I don't know. Let's just continue on though. Oh, Saphalon. Saphalon. You have no idea what awaits for you in the future with later on down this road. But it's a fight that you are committed to, I'm sure. But it's just like, oh, buddy, there is a world of nightmares awaiting for you later on in Blood Moon Rises. I'll tell you that. And there is Darkness of Hallavale completed. For some thieving XP and big construction. Not too bad. Oh, and 40 agility too. I didn't see that for some reason, but there we are. That's gonna let me probably do some Brimhaven agility arena stuff, I think, later whenever I get on with training agility. That's gonna be really nice, really nice. Oh, he looks like he's already pretty much in the safe spot that we need him to be in. Well, yeah, I guess he is actually. That's pretty convenient. No human passed the arena without defeating Dad. Oh, okay, well, say less, buddy. I'll just, Cool. Does he do ranged? No, I guess it doesn't look like he does. I must be thinking of the other one, but, this is free enough. We'll just, dispatch him real quick and continue on finishing Troll Stronghold. Ooh, another troll, I guess, yeah, troll general to be careful of. See if this is right. Oh, he just sits right there. Beautiful. All right, I was for sure expecting him to come out, but if it is just like that, it's free enough, man. How kind, how humble of him to be lacking advanced pathing knowledge. All right, all in all, everything went fairly smooth. The walking sim comes to an end. We get ourselves a Law Talisman, but more importantly, unlocks the ability to make Law Runes, which will be very nice when we get back to Guardians of the Rift, because we will probably need more of those at some point, because I am going through these like nobody's business. From one troll quest to another. We are now in Trollweiss, getting flowers for Troll Romance, because one guy is too weak and puny, terrified and everything. So he's like, you know what? Get some flowers for this girl that I really love. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll do that. And yeah, here we are. I should also kind of just get used to the idea that I'm going to be up here very often, because the elite clue step that may or may not pop up. I don't know if I'm going to do them just yet on this account, but we shall see. Fantastic. We're back here, Ugg. Here's your goddamn flowers. You can now give this to Aga. Oh, and he wants me to get rid of Arg too. Okay, well, surely that won't be a problem for us. Right? He's not going to bash us around or do anything, right? Not in front of the lady. Oh, he humbled me with a ranged attack off prayer, but didn't matter. It was a 0, so it's okay. I kind of expected him to melee me there, but turns out he didn't. And now we'll have a nice little duel to the death now, buddy. Let's go. All right, Ugg. I've dispatched Arg for you. The ball is in your court right now, dude. It's time to grow a pair and ask her out. And there's Troll Romance completed. We're at an agility level. Not bad. Not bad. However, it looks like we have exhausted everything I could for tonight that I planned on doing. The willow tree is not yet done growing, so this will probably have to wait until the next day for me to be able to finish off Enlightened Journey and get on with that quest. Also, if you enjoyed the video, do consider leaving a like and potentially subscribing so that you don't miss out whenever I do release the next video for this series on progressing through the hardcore group iron. I'm hoping that I can try and get through more of these soon, but life and work kind of doesn't permit me as much free time as I would like to be able to edit these. So I'm trying to get them out as soon as I can. So subscribing would be the best way to do it. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.